The Gremlin street gang is responsible for hundreds of violent crimes, murders, armed robberies, witness intimidation, burglaries, drug trafficking, extortion, and brutal beatings.
Your police department is responsible for exactly the same things. Should people go after your police department? Don't believe me? Quick Google search. Justice Department announces investigation of Louisiana State Police. 3 Louisiana State troopers are charged in the beating of a black motorist. 3 cops beat up 1 guy. I want you to remember these words. It was 3 versus 1. Let's keep going. Feds to examine just how corrupt the Louisiana State Police is. No, federal government is not asking if the Louisiana State Police is corrupt. They're asking how fucked up is it? How corrupt is it? Wait, there is more. Embroiled former Louisiana State Police leader, I love how they say leader, agrees to turn over journals. Former Colonel Kevin Reeves faces contempt charge from lawmakers probing Ronald Green's death. Mr. Policeman, if you believe that these people should be prosecuted criminally after doing these things that you listed, shouldn't your police department be facing the same charges? Since you are guilty of every one of those things that you listed. Every cop violated United States Constitution every single day, dozens of times. Violates human rights dozens of times a day. Should we, the people, prosecute police departments and put every single one of them in prison if they violate United States Constitution and human rights? I don't see him saying anything like that. But I guess if somebody else is smuggling drugs besides him, if somebody else doing the murdering besides him, if somebody else doing the raping besides him, he not happy. He not happy. Somebody taking over his business. This is just this year. In the past year alone, the ACLU of Louisiana has sued 25 departments and over 150 officers. That means roughly 6 officers per department. When Americans tell me, Dan, there's just a few bad apples in the police department. No, your police departments are corrupt.
Please don't tell me this, Lord. Please, Jesus, don't tell me that he's gone. Please don't tell me that he's gone. Please, officer, don't tell me that you just did this to him. You shot 4 bullets into him, sir. He was just getting his license and registration, sir.
I am serious. Oh my God. Hey, Rick, down, on your face.
Oh shit.
Touch me.
Your judges are corrupt. Your prosecutors are corrupt. Your Congress, your mayors, your governors are corrupt. I was on the phone with a lady and I told her how American justice system reminds me of Russia's, because Russian corrupt police system or justice system is exactly like the American. And she got real pissed off. She told me, American is nothing like Russia, don't compare us to Russia. Really? Because when I look at the facts, it is like Russia. If you tell me that your American police department is not like Russia, all you have to do is just Google your state corrupt police department. That's it. But wait, there's more. In many of these cases, the officers involved had previous records of serious misconduct and they were often allowed to move to new agencies. Americans, do you want freedom? Do you want good life? Do you want to be able to pursue happiness, freedom, justice, liberty? You want to have a good life. But I ask you first, do you deserve it? Do you fucking deserve the good life? Americans, give me one reason why you don't deserve to live like in Venezuela, Mexico, Russia, fucking anywhere in Africa. You got corrupt cops, and you Americans are not doing anything. What are you doing? Out there on the street protesting? Look at me! I have a piece of paper with crayons. How effective are protests? You said defund the police. I understand that Black Lives Matter was a corrupt and useless organization that was only there to launder money and to enrich the founders. But there was millions of people that didn't make millions of money, didn't make millions of dollars. I understand stolen TVs, stolen shoes, stolen cars. Okay, sure, yeah. But like, was there not at least 100 people, at least 1,000 people that actually gave a damn? I'm not I'm not a Black Lives Matter supporter, like I said, because it's a corrupt organization. But was there not 100 people in the entire fucking America that would prosecute these people, these cops?
We've arrested 10 of these thugs and have warrants on 7 more. Every one of these animals is most definitely armed and dangerous.
Animals. This guy sees these people as animals, right? No, not a person who did a crime, right? No. Animals. Listen to what he is saying. It's us versus them with them. He doesn't even see these people as fucking humans. Do you remember when America was big fan of slavery? I mean, it still is, but actually there are more people working for free under a gun right now in America than there were slaves back then. Wow. I made a wrong assumption. I thought America was over with slavery. No, you guys are not. You guys aren't. Your prisons are full of people that are forced to work for free under threat of being shot.
Darren Carter, Aaron Carter, Travis Cooper, Cody Guidry, Jaron Diggs, Kirkland Demochet, and Jonathan Landry.
What have these people done? I'm just curious. I know he listed a bunch of bullshit in the beginning, right? Let's pretend that we move, this cop guy 150 years back, right? And he tries to enforce this modern laws in America 150 years ago. What do you think would happen if he were to take someone's gun away? He would get a hole in his head in the middle of a street, and nobody would even clean up his body for fucking days because nobody would give a damn, because there's a dozen other dumbasses like him lying around the fucking corner. What would happen if he were to walk into any facility, a bar, someone's house, anywhere, and see people doing drugs, cocaine, marijuana, opioids, heroin, morphine, or what is it called? The stuff that they give you during surgery. Guys, imagine him trying to arrest someone smoking a joint 150 years ago. Imagine him trying to arrest a congressman that's doing cocaine 150 years ago. That congressman would pull out his pistol and shoot him right there and walk away. The only reasons that you get what you get in America right now is because you are too cowardly, too spineless, too much of a pussy to stand up for yourselves.
we have felony warrants for your arrest. You will be hunted. You will be tracked. And if you raise your weapon to...
Hunted and trapped. He's talking about humans as if he's talking about animals. Think about this. This is a guy that's getting paid, what, $250,000, $350,000 a year, was paid, you know. How much? American people, what are you doing? You constantly complain that you have no rights, government infringes on your rights. First, you don't have rights, shut the fuck up. Second, I'll play devil's advocate. Let's pretend you do have rights. Well, wouldn't it make sense to stop the people that infringe upon your rights? Oh wait, who are those people that infringe upon your rights? Who are the people with machine guns? Who are the people with unlimited power? Who are the people with unlimited authority? Who are the people with body armor that constantly kill you?
To a man like me, will return fire with superior fire.
Superior fire, huh? You mean machine guns, helicopters, APCs? Is that what you're talking about? Grenade launchers. That's the superior power. Think about this. He just said, I will use bigger guns to kill you. This guy doesn't see himself as someone who is there to improve the community. Listen, guys, I know you rob people and blah, blah, blah. You did fucked up shit. But I believe that you can be fixed. Or is this guy just there to shoot people? I mean, they all got guns. Pulling a trigger doesn't require much skill. That's why a lot of people become policemen. 3 or 4 months of fucking training and you're a policeman. It takes more time to become a cook, to cook shit in the kitchen, than it is to become a cop. Think about that. Just think about it.
Darren Carter, you think men like these are afraid of an uneducated, 125-pound punk like you that's never won a fair fight in your life?
Let's talk about that. Do you think that men like these are afraid of Darren Carter? Well, there's a lot of them. I don't see them standing by themselves. They all got body armor, machine guns, and radio for backup, so all their friends can come and join them. Well, you tell me if they're afraid. Now let's talk about a fair fight. This guy says, fair fight, win a fair fight, never won a fair fight in his life. Have any of these cops ever won a fair fight in their life? Do you remember 3 cops beating on 1 motorist? 3 cops.
And hold your gun sideways? Young man, I'll meet you on solid ground anytime, anywhere, light or heavy. Makes no difference to me.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You'll have your government agents that are supported by American tax money come with you to protect you. There's no way in hell you would ever face any of them. Those people don't have body armor. Those people do not wake up every day hoping to be alive. Those people wake up every day hoping to score. There's a difference between I'm trying to stay alive and I'm trying to make money and I don't give a shit if I die. Do you think if those people were afraid of dying, they would be in the business that they are in? Think about it. The cop is the one that's surrounded by people with machine guns. This cop is the one that's wearing the body armor.
You won't walk away. Look at you. Men like us, son, we do dumbbell presses with weights bigger than you. And the convicts in jail, most of those men are good people who just found themselves crossed with the law.
Oh boy, he's right about that. Who are the people in jail, Americans? I ask you, who are the people in your jails, in your prisons? Most of them are innocent people that are only in prison because your government and taxpayers decided you want free labor. That's why they are there. People in prison, most people are in prison, in American prisons, because there's nobody that would stand up for them. 95% of convictions, or 93, I forgot which one. Let's go with 93 to be safe. 93% of people that are in prison are in prison. There's no even trial. They had no good attorney. There's no jury. There was a judge that's get paid by the state, a prosecutor that gets paid by the state. Both of them have financial interest in putting people in prison. They have financial interest on the front end, aka career advancements, and on the back end, because they own part of the prisons. They own shares, stock in those prisons.
They're not evil, and they don't respect you.
Let me say something else. Americans, think about this. I know some of you are gonna say, but damn, what about the murderers, the rapists? What do you think should happen to the rapists? Do you think rapists should be killed or should be let out? Do you think murderers should be killed, executed, or should be let out back into the community? I recently watched a video about a guy that stabbed a woman 30 years ago, spent 30 years in prison, got out of prison, attacked another woman, went to prison for 3 years, got out of prison, and stabbed a woman like 20 times or something like that, or 10 or 20 times or something like that. If there is a crazy person killing people, maybe after the first murder, we should execute that person. Don't make it harder on the taxpayer. It costs zero money to execute someone. 0 cents, $0. There are people that would volunteer their gun, their time, and their backyard for cremation. And I know this is gonna sound a little weird and some of you might not get it, but it actually would be better for the person to be executed, a rapist to be executed, than to be tortured, be raped, and spend 50 years in prison. What's the point of keeping that person in a cell like an animal? Oh, that's right. Money. Free labor.
Or any punk like you, they'll toss you around like a rag doll. I encourage every citizen watching this to look into your own heart and find the American courage that conquers all evil.
Amen. Let's talk about courage. Ooh! Let's talk about courage. Let's look in our hearts. Americans, let's look in our hearts. I'm not an American, but I'll take a look at my hearts, see what kind of stuff is in there. What does he want us to look for in our hearts? There's a lot of stuff in there. Is there anything specific that he wants us to find in there? Listen very carefully.
I implore you to listen to this message and stand up. Take back your streets. Take back your country.
Amen. Amen. He is calling Americans to stand up and take back your streets. Take back your country. Americans, stand up. What's the practical steps that we need to take, Mr. Policeman? Can you tell us? Americans haven't stood up in a long time.
Come forward with information about these heathens that have terrorized.
What? Hold on. So Americans standing up, Americans, cleaning their streets means they just snitch? What? I baited you guys a little bit. I watched this part already. you would assume that he said that he would say something like, Americans, stand up. Stop accepting corrupt, people, evil people, right? Stop it. Stand up for yourself, Americans. No. He didn't say that. He didn't say, get guns and protect yourself. Protect yourself from these scary gangsters. No, he didn't say that. No, because if Americans get machine guns like cops, then cops, I think, will be in very big trouble. I mean, can you imagine Americans standing up to corrupt cops? And those Americans have machine guns. Those Americans have grenade launchers. You think Antifa was bad with their Molotov cocktails and their sticks and plastic freaking wooden shields? Replace wooden shields and sticks with homemade explosives and machine guns. What do you think is gonna happen to cops? What do you think is gonna happen to congressmen? What do you think is gonna happen to mayors? What do you think is gonna happen to governors if Americans arm themselves like the police and actually, go out on the streets like this guy said? I didn't say this guy is the one who is calling people to action. I mean, imagine if people listen to those words and they have machine guns like the cops, like the federal government. Oh boy, it would be a bad day to be a government employee.
Information about these heathens that have terrorized your community. And for those who would use this message as a way to create false racial division in our country, take a close look behind me. Standing next to every cop is a leader of our black community. This is not about race.
Amen. I agree with this guy. It's not about race. Prisons don't care who is doing the labor. Do you think cops give a shit whether they're shooting a white guy or a black guy? Do you think bullets give a shit who they kill? Do you think guns care? Do you think he cares? Do you see those black people? Do you think they care who they kill? Or do you think they mostly care about the paycheck that they are getting? Seriously. Do you think they care if it's an Asian, Native American, an Arab? They don't. They will kill non-discriminately. American police kills non-discriminately. Black, white, yellow, green, purple. It doesn't matter. They will kill you no matter what. They will put you in prison for any reason that they can.
It's about right versus wrong.
What is right? This guy says it's about right versus wrong. What is right? Who makes right? Might makes right. Remember that. The guy with the machine gun makes the rules. If you want to know who is in charge of the society, look for the machine gun. It's very easy.
One last message to the Gremlins. You don't like the things I've told you tonight?
They don't give a shit. They could give two shits. They are gonna do today what they did yesterday.
I got one thing to say. I'm easy to find.
This cop acts so tough, but Americans, do you understand that? Like, imagine that. Just imagine. Okay, let's play an imaginary game. Okay, imagine if Americans had balls. Do you understand what would happen to police departments? Do you understand what would happen to governors, mayor, congressmen?
On behalf of the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office, the Louisiana State Police, the U.S. Marshals, and every cop and law-abiding citizen from sea to shining sea, I'm Captain Clay Higgins, asking every patriot to stand up, share this video, and send a clear message to the world.
He said word patriot. Well, let's talk about that word. What does that mean? it's funny how American media and American propaganda makes everyone a patriot. You know, you ask an average American, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a patriot of my country." Then I ask them, "What is a patriot?" Not one of them can define. Give me a definition. It's a person. It's deep love for your country. How can you be a patriot if you do not own a country? Think. Hello. There's brain in there. Use it.
We're Americans. We'd rather die on our feet than live on our knees.
Oh boy. Are you sure about that? Because like I said, Americans haven't stood up to anybody in God knows how many years. At least since the Civil War. That's the last time that Americans have ever stood up to really anyone. After that, it was just life on the knees for the next 150 years.